So yeah, I wanted to check this out. It looks like it is the last edition. He's finally out with it. What a great time of destroying the $500 million Ponzi scheme that is known as Trader's Domain. We've been following this for a hot second. Yeah, let's check it out.
I'm sorry. The finale of this video got a little messy, and it's going to be up to you to put the pieces together. Things might be a bit out of order.
We now learn of this savant that is the man behind.
So yeah, Ted Safranco, what we know is he left off on basically calling him. So essentially where we're at right now is he was about to answer, huge cliffhanger moment, and apparently he answered. So this Ted Safranco guy basically scammed a crap ton of people, allegedly, right? We can't accuse them. But he did it through this like brokerage, and had people classify as the country of crypto because USA wasn't an option.
People are going to be losing. You might as well be booked. We're just leaving money on the table.
We traced even more money that had come in. According to them, roughly 450 million went into Trader's Domain.
CoffeeZilla. I don't think he's ever dealt with someone my size before, and nobody knows anything.
How big are you, Daddy?
About his family because they don't have the resources I have.
Hello?
There it is. That's what we cut off on. So we're back in it. Let's see what happens.
I knew immediately it was Ted. I could tell his voice. I raced to the office, but you could tell by what
you could smell on his breath.
Hey,
Fresh off the dick.
Hey, Ted, thanks for taking the time, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. I'll keep it quick with you. No problem.
So you could see he's putting on this like illusion that he's just like, oh, I don't give a fuck about this guy.
But you've been on this case for months.
Oh, I was prepared for it. I just wasn't expecting it. I mean, he seemed really hostile at first, and like he was just trying to get me off the phone real quick.
So obviously, mission one.
Right. Keep the guy talking.
I guess since you don't have a lot of time, let me just start firing off some questions for you, and you'll forgive me if they're hard questions, but I think given the time constraints, let's make.
Yeah, so he gave him 5 minutes to talk.
I mean, I'll clarify items up until 2020, because after 2020, I was no longer the owner of the platform, so I don't know what happened with the platform.
Of course he wasn't. Of course he wasn't the owner of the platform anymore.
We know about your YouTube channel.
How convenient. That is a rich person's favorite line. Is I don't know. I didn't do that shit.
I see what you've done. You've taken a lot of the
local, so this is classic grifter 101 is devalue the person you're messing with and basically devalue your immediate thoughts in them. And that's exactly what he's doing.
For the time and tried to monetize it. So I mean,
look at him. He's just dead at it. He's like,
I think
okay.
What you're going to do is you're going to have a hard time with this fact-finding mission due to the people that you're working with. So I'll let you.
He's working with the people that got affected by it.
I can't really entertain your conversation because there's really no merit for it in my situation.
Okay, wait a second.
Okay.
Back up.
Deny. That is the one thing a lawyer will always tell you to do. This man is a pro at it.
Because after 2020, I was no longer the owner of the platform.
How's that possible?
I was actually expecting this.
Because he was offshore.
Going back through all those documents.
When you're offshore, you can make businesses without your name attached.
Might as well bore me. No one else in here is going to. Bar's dead tonight.
All right, I'll tell you.
All right, baby girl, I'll tell you.
Panama Papers?
Panama Papers exposing the rogue offshore finance. So yeah, this is basically a lot of powerful people. It basically said that everybody, all the rich people own everything, and this is how we avoid taxes. Pretty much.
People own everything. Not exactly a headline if you ask me.
No, that's not the real story.
Okay.
We knew they owned everything.
We
The real headline
robot guy, hey, we knew the rich people owned us, okay? All right? We already knew we were slaves.
Was that they kept it offshore, and the question is, how did they keep that a secret?
I don't know. Good lawyers?
More like bad laws. In places like Panama, you could own a
Yeah,
company, but not be on the paper.
Oh, okay. So this is what I was talking about. I didn't know it was related to the Panama Papers, but basically other countries, you don't have to attach your name or associate with that business to found that business. So you can do a lot of sketchy shit in the dark and be like, yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know, man. Not me, baby.
Hide
Shit.
millions in companies you control, but if anyone asks you about it, you're off the books.
Yeah, it's such a pro strat.
That's right. It's called beneficial ownership, and Panama Papers.
To conceal the beneficial ownerships, obscure the personal assets.
I get that.
That is so giga sketchy.
Well, our friend Ted decided to use a similar playbook.
And that'll never change, by the way.
Here are the
I mean,
founding
the rich
documents.
people own everything, control everything.
In it, we see
That's
the
never
first
going to
directors
change.
were
They have
meant
it.
to
They have it just enough to give people hope that they can convict bad players, but also enough to where it covers their butt entirely. So there's actually no hope for you at all. But the trick is to make the population think there is hope, and when in reality you never had hope to begin with.
got in this whole thing. Both get half the company's shares.
Yeah.
But here's the key thing. In January 14, 2020, something changes. A new director gets appointed. Someone
Okay.
named Arthie Kaniger. And watch this.
So this is the fall
After
guy.
He gets in. Ted resigns.
There it is.
And it's
There it is.
January 14th,
He slid in, then he slid out, baby, with the dollars. He was all the financial benefit. The fall guy was set up. I bet you they gave that guy millions of dollars to be the fall guy too. Set up his family for the rest of his life, and you're like, hey, sign this in case you have to go to jail.
Wait, then doesn't that mean he still controls it?
Yes, exactly.
So this new director
I'll turn it
is
down a bit.
the fall guy.
Yes, now you're
Always the fall guy, and they pay that guy off very well.
No, I rarely give you compliments, but I really think you got him.
I thought he did, but that wasn't gonna go.
Nah.
Also, you said that in 2020 you signed over the account, but I have an acknowledgement letter from you that says that you actually are the ultimate beneficiary owner. Do you want to address that?
No, because it's not true.
Nah,
So this
I don't want to
signature
address
on
it.
January
No,
17th,
not me, baby.
2020,
Once again,
you acknowledge that all legal actions which may be taken by the company's director, which you did sign over the director or shareholder, including but not limited to signing of agreements, documents, are confirmed by and agreed with me as the company's UBO,
I have
and I
full
have
control.
full control.
So
over
he's
the
basically
director.
like, I have the
Actually,
strings,
your signature at the
but
bottom is
I
the
mean,
Yeah.
But not me, though.
Was that document stamped?
was it?
I'm sorry, you're saying this signed document from you is fake.
So there's basically a seal, right? So kind of like, when you get something notarized, something similar like that, it's a seal but it's like an extra layer of protection. So when you do things offshore, things can get muddy, and you could just claim, oh yeah, that's probably not even my signature. I don't know.
All corporations have a seal.
Such a
So
big
is there
brain.
seal on that document?
There's no seal in this document.
Okay, so like I
Ted,
said, you should
Ted,
really,
you know, Ted, why would somebody fake your signature on this? Come on.
the reason why that my passport's been passed around that's expired. The reason
Ah.
why there's documents of mine
There
that's
you go.
expired and passed around. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, please go on a better fact-finding mission.
Oh, what is he talking about now?
Well, check this out.
I think there's a lawyer in the room with him as he's on that phone
It's
call.
invalid because it doesn't have a seal that looks like this.
Right.
on the
Right. So it's like a national seal.
Woo! This guy is slick, Coffee.
I think his ability
Slick
to
like
play
butter,
both his
baby.
Strength and his weakness, though. I mean, yes, he is very good, but probably also why he picked up the phone in the first place.
Oh, he thought he could bluff past you.
Right.
Here's the thing.
And he's
That
actually
is the
done it
downfall of a lot of people like this, is they have such big egos that they have to flex on you that it don't matter what the fuck you do, because at the end of the day, I'm always gonna win, baby. I bet on black, I hit black. I bet on red, I hit red every time. So the ego is always there all the time.
before. And digging
Good
through these
or
documents,
bad.
I found I wasn't the
This is like
only
Wolf of
person
Wall
trying to
Street
trick
level
them.
crap.
Back in 2019, the Ontario Securities Commission.
Canadian government?
Yep, they already looked into him, and Ted lied his way out of it. I
Yep.
even have the emails to prove it. I mean, check this out. At the
Hey, there's
time,
no conviction, so it's not a lie, right?
Traders
Legally,
listed
it's the
Canadian
truth. So,
investors in 2019. So Ted said they didn't have that many, and they'd be removing them from the platform by July 1st.
And then what?
And then that was that.
yeah, and then they forgot about it.
They just stopped taking Canadian clients?
Oh, of course.
No.
The investigation.
No, robot. You have to get the money from the people, and the way you get the money from the people is you just keep taking it from them.
No. But I found people being recruited from Canada as early as directly after the fact. People like Armand, a customer who said he was from Ontario and wanted to sign up.
God.
He said there was no option for it.
Okay, why would people even sign up for this? Okay, so the reason people are called influencers is because that is exactly what they do, is they influence. And when you tell people to buy something, there are people dumb enough, without question, will invest in that person's word. People can get taken advantage of quite easily. And, you know, we have a lot of things that, you know, protect people, you know, but people's want to be better and get better in life or have a better situation can vastly cloud a lot of the, you know, logical thinking parts of their brain. So
they replied, just
it's
use
like
crypto.
the reason these laws exist is to protect people from their own good, really.
Country.
Yeah, and this is the part where they actually, the country, instead, like there was like, you know, Spain or like all the other countries, but for USA, they said, use the country and just put crypto as your country.
Something happened with another
Bitcoin is my home,
How
baby.
to open an account, their response was, please use crypto as the country code.
I can't believe they got away with this.
Yeah, well, it actually gets worse.
I
Because in
mean,
2021, Ontario decided to investigate them again.
No way. This time they caught them though, right?
no,
He
never.
lied again. He told the
Never.
investigator, Hobo as well, we're not affiliated with this
And
organization.
this is the start of his ego building. Like he's like, this is round 2 of a country investigating me, and guess what? I won. The ego expands exponentially at this
Now
point.
that you mention it, they were first investigated in 2019. So in 2020 they do this.
He's already gotten away with it twice.
So what are you gonna do different?
Well, this time we have a bit more evidence. We got that signed document, but we also have, even better, a video from Ted saying he owns Trader's Domain after he wasn't supposed to.
So the Kilbridge is located offshore. It is owned over here by myself.
That's AI, dude. That's obviously AI. That's not even him. That's not Ted.
You haven't been able to explain why this isn't the case. It seems to me that you're on the record saying you own Trader's Domain after 2020, right? You're on the record saying that on video. I can send you the video if you want. Then we've got you a signed document saying that you're the ultimate beneficiary owner. And then we have to ask ourselves, why would you resign from a company that's making so much money to some sham director? Did you sign it over out of the goodness of your heart? Or did you sign it over and secure control?
I didn't sign over the company for the goodness of my heart. There was a sale made. So once again, like I said, you don't really have your back.
How much money did you make from Trader's Domain?
$0.
So you started it and you just sort of profited nothing. You didn't make a dime.
Nope.
You say you sold Trader's Domain in 2020. That's what you say.
Yep.
How much did you sell it for?
I think it was 40,000.
Right. But what I'm asking you is why would you?
He sold a business with $500 million in funds for $40,000. The ego and the nuts on this boyo is proportionate to the size of the Twin Towers.
Sell a company that
I mean, when they were up.
Deposits is a successful
Too soon.
offshore
Yeah, too
foreign
soon.
exchange brokerage. Why would you sell that for $40,000?
Because I had bigger plans.
Why wouldn't you sell Trader's Domain for its true
My ultimate
I
plan.
don't care about money.
An investment broker that does not care about money. I mean, the scams write themselves.
Oh, brother, this guy's a liar.
No.
Don't say.
Well, what does he care about?
According to him, the downfall of society.
I don't agree with this.
Oh, he's on some Andrew Tate Matrix shit. The society, I'm more interested in building a foundation for the people and building a better society. This is Matrix ideology.
Very delusional in terms of what you
We're in it
described
now,
as good.
boys.
What do you think is society?
Well, you're contributing to it.
But contributing to what?
Anybody that's against me is one of the robots.
The downfall of society through social media.
The downfall.
And through the ability of people like yourself to generate revenue based on what I would say maybe, maybe the hysteria is the wrong word, or maybe, the latest gossip.
He's downplaying his content to give himself an upper hand, but he doesn't realize how insanely incriminating it feels and like scummy it looks. The downfall of society, you are going to be judged based on the words that you say, and there's nothing you can do about it. And the words that he's saying right now sound like the most protected, script reading level bullshit I've ever heard.
The latest information, you're
Ted, you aren't
monetized.
the latest
Like I
gossip.
said, the scam writes
Yeah, so you're
itself.
monetized.
This is a gigantic Ponzi scheme where people are suffering. Doesn't any of that matter to you?
No. He doesn't care about money, remember?
This is your
He
benefit, not mine.
He don't care about money.
No. What I'm saying is a bunch of clients come to me. They say there's this giant Ponzi scheme. Ted Safranco runs it. I find your name over all the documents. Then I come to you and you're telling me, oh, this is a salacious thing. This is just gossip. This is news of the day. If a $300 million Ponzi scheme, or let's say the CFTC's, right, a $145 million Ponzi scheme, let's even say it's a $10 million Ponzi scheme. If a $10 million Ponzi scheme's not worth talking about, what is?
The lack of family value, the way that people try and...
This guy is in it, dude.
But Ted,
Here's the thing. He doesn't believe any of the things he's saying right now. That's the difference between a guy like this and a guy like Andrew Tate. He's grifting right now, and he's spitting the turd out of his mouth into, or trying to put it inside of Coffee's mouth right now. The reality is he does care about money, but he does not care about these families, okay? The thing he is upset about when he brings up society is that people are able to onlook his bad behavior easier now, which is obnoxious and irritating for him.
Don't you think they're contributing to the destruction of family values?
Well, I think when you look at this circumstance, as you call it, upon whatever maybe ask those clients.
He's gonna hit him with they should have been smarter with their money line.
They have free will to make decisions. And maybe
okay, never mind. He's not reading a script, because I'll tell you why. Scammers like this, that they have the exact pre-written just script from Hollywood in their brain hardwired. It comes out as almost just as natural as somebody breathing, right? He literally just said people need free will to think on their own. And yes, that's technically true. You're absolutely right. But you're taking advantage of, maybe less intelligent, or maybe taking advantage of an influenced population to profit, and also, deliver yourself the funds directly. Like, you're taking advantage. You know what you're doing. It doesn't make it a good thing.
Right? If they were misled and lied to.
Yes.
By who?
You!
By you, Ted.
By me.
Yes!
By you, can you believe it?
No, I can't believe it.
You set up a dream. You set up a dream for everybody that to buy into. This is bar for bar the same thing the Wolf of Wall Street did. He set up a dream. This is how Ponzi schemes work. You're going to get rich, and you're gonna get it now, baby.
That is such a chicken response from a total coward.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So no accountability at all.
I mean, this is sociopathic behavior, right? This is what a real sociopath does. They detach themselves from their behavior and they blame their victims.
I was getting
Yeah.
angry at this point, given the disconnect between the damage this guy caused and the absolute lack of empathy.
You leave it open.
Did you at least show him that damage?
I mean, I tried to.
When a guy tells me that his brother mortgaged his house to invest in Trader's Domain, you don't feel like you have any culpability with that.
Yes, he has culpability because that's pretty wild though. Like mortgaging your house. I mean, that's like people mortgaging their house to invest in crypto or some other high risk. Why are you ever leveraging your home anyways? I mean, yes, it's obviously some of it's him because he's taking advantage of somebody in a weak mental state, but that's a pretty hard one actually.
They're trying to better their lives.
Yeah, that's the point.
That, right?
And he's talking about family values, and it's very obvious. Like he contradicts what he's saying. I care about family values, but also screw those families.
Not really. You're taking
Not
shelter and you're
To invest money. A mom put $10,000 to try to invest in her kids' tuition.
And that's
Do you not
pretty
care
sad.
about any of this? These families,
Because
these families.
I'm thinking right
this
now
is like
you're giving me two situations where people have made poor choices, and now
to trust you as the owner of the PAM account and the person who ran it.
Once again, couldn't tell you.
I mean, we have you on video saying you ran it, so we don't have to trust you on this. I'm just stating what you said. I'm just repeating your words back to you. So you don't feel any culpability for what you did there. I mean, you're saying I'm destroying the fabric of...
And he, at no point in this video, I guarantee you, he will say, I feel this, because he will give no admissions of guilt. That is the number one thing you will, like, any admissions of guilt, like, even if there was a heart somewhere down there, which I definitely don't think there is, he will give no admissions of guilt.
Family values, don't you think you are?
No.
Man, and I thought I was heartless.
It's honestly frightening to hear someone like that on the other end of the line. It's like talking to a shell of a human being. No offense.
But his shell's full of money, baby.
Pam?
That shell's full of money.
Which one?
Any of them? Did you run any of the PAM, the high-risk PAM account, the one that was trading so well?
I don't know.
You don't know if you were running it or not?
No.
How long we run the PAM system?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, people have liked it. I don't mind doing it. It's not difficult for me to trade.
You know what's funny is I actually kind of believe that to some degree. He probably has so many scams running that he doesn't even know what's happening around him anymore.
Easy for me. It'll be basically.
I kind of believe that actually.
Say, quote, how long will you run the PAM system for? I don't know. People have liked it. I don't mind doing it. It's not difficult for me to trade. Trading's easy for me. It'll basically be, when I decide I'm bored. That wasn't you.
Don't know what context that is.
But you're just, I'm reading you the quote. It's you talking about the PAM system. You're saying, talking about trading in the PAM. You're saying you ran it.
Don't remember that.
I don't remember.
The victim said he was just talking to them.
I don't remember that. Not me. You must have the wrong guy.
He's claiming to be still today. He's still in there actively saying that he's trading. There are a couple of bad days happened and he's like saying, you guys are stressing me out. I'm getting thousands of DMs from angry people. Do you think I'm not going to have a hard time trading with all this pressure and stress? So he's still claiming he's the trader. So the fact that he's telling you that he's not aware if he's ever traded on that, I mean, that it's just, who traded then, dude? Who's the trader?
At this point, I don't know what to do. Ted's basically.
I mean, here's the thing. When you get to a scam of this proportion, when you get to a scam of this size, he probably actually wasn't the trader. He probably did have people, and who's to say like trades are even going on, right? It was an A or a B book, sorry. So it was basically just in-house betting, and who's to say like, but he probably was not even doing it. But he was pulling the strings of it.
I don't recall.
Sounds like pleading the fifth to me.
It's pretty surprising coming from Mr. Family Values, because ultimately, that's who is hurt by all this, is the families.
Do you think it's wrong that Algo Capital told its clients that it was running an algorithm bot, when in actual fact it was just you trading with Pam?
Whatever they told their clients, you probably have to ask them about. I wouldn't know what they're telling their clients.
I do think I should ask about it. I'm just asking for your value.
Deny, and he also forgot it. Because he's scamming the
How
fuck
they
out of people.
decide to run their business, if that's what they're doing, that's up to them. I don't judge other people.
Oh, come on. You were judging me a second ago.
Well, yeah, because you actually do something.
Yeah, because you're trying to expose
I
me.
don't know what those people do.
He doesn't know. What? He's the one taking money from them.
Yeah, I know. Our conversation at this point had basically run its course.
Yeah, his 5 minutes was up. The lawyer, he was like, perfect. You denied perfectly.
Still talking about the money.
Well, this has been a very educational call, believe it or not. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, good luck with the monetization.
Okay, all right.
Dang, you see that like a slighted? Good luck with the monetization.
Monetization, simple.
It's so cringe. It's so cringe that this guy's acting like this.
Well, like you said.
I mean, that's what slimy people like that do, though. I mean,
Government already investigated him twice and failed.
Yeah.
What's the smoking gun?
Well, he's lying about Trader's Domain. He's
Yeah.
lying about running the trading. We have him on video with that.
Sure.
Yeah.
But what about
Yeah, but lawyers, that's like I said, that's AI. We got ChatGPT making videos of me now, and that's the downfall of society right there. You can make AI videos. So that wasn't me saying that.
the fake trades?
B-booking?
That's the real stuff. Do you have solid evidence there?
I mean, yeah, we've got invoices. We've got an eyewitness.
That's good, but they're just gonna deny that.
You think I need more?
I hate to be the one to tell you this.
You know what? I actually applaud the balls on Coffee. Going after or doing shit like this with people with that much money. I mean, I hate the Matrix talking crap, but it's like they can make your life a living hell. Like they can trap you in court for years and years. Even if they don't win the case, they can exhaust you of funding. Now, obviously Coffee has quite a bit more money than most people, but $500 million is a lot of cheddar to work with. So, something like that, I do applaud the man. He definitely has the cojones for this.
Fair enough, I guess. Wait, what makes you think I'd like to hear that?
I didn't say you like it. You love it. The chase Coffee. You can't live without it.
Well, it sure beats being psychoanalyzed by a stochastic parrot.
Coffee. I'm hurt.
What is stochastic,
All
man?
this negativity coming from my best customer.
From the looks of it, I think I'm your only customer. So I'll try not to be gone too long.
Famous last words. I wouldn't see anyone for a while. I was obsessed, and the days flew by in a monotonous blur defined by a simple routine. Drive to the office in the morning.
Is he driving with a Nintendo Switch or what?
And then head home after dark to get some sleep. People started asking if I was okay. I didn't even know how to answer them. The truth was, either I would break this case, or I would be broken by it.
It's such a tangled web too. I mean that these scams are intentionally designed to be confused. Like it's supposed to exhaust you in your efforts of trying to figure out the actual details of it.
It's been several days of sleep deprivation and going through lots of files because, unluckily for me, a lot of people hate Ted. And they keep sending me stuff. So I had to go through everything. And after doing that, A, not doing great. B, I think I did find something. And I want to show you that. But not going to do that here because my back hurts. And the floor. So.
Pull up, drank, sit down,
Alright.
drank.
We're back. Let's talk about fake trades. This whole case rests on whether Trader's Domain was making real trades or not. If it wasn't, it's a Ponzi scheme, end of story. Now, as part of this investigation, our first clue was that we found that Trader's Domain uses the software Beta Broker on the back end to make their trades. And we discussed how we found invoices from that company, and it looked like maybe they were b-booking. But today, we discovered a lot more. I got leaked support chats between Beta Broker and Trader's Domain themselves, the back-end stuff. And I'm going to show you what it revealed. Now, we're going to talk about the authenticity of these documents in a moment because they were leaked to me. We have to be careful. But
Yeah,
the headline of it
leaked documents can get a little sus.
wasn't just offering Trader's Domain a software. Beta Broker appears to have been helping Trader's Domain fake their trades hand in hand with them. And we're going to prove all of this. So here's what we have. We have leaked messages from the Beta Broker help desk. It's basically tech support. And we have screenshots between them and Trader's Domain. So we can see what they were asking for help with. Here's an example. On the 4th of November, 2021, Trader's Domain sends a message. They need help. Hi, please remove all orders for 1104 and restore balance. That's November 4th. The response is, hello, we've received your request. We will check. And then, dear David, I believe this is the co-founder of Trader's Domain, David Negus, we would like to clarify with you one point. We see that negative profit is visible on deals for 11/5, November 5th. Please clarify. Perhaps you meant removing orders for this date. Or still for 11/4. David responds, yes, for today's date. Now, I know that seems like a lot, but it's actually simple what's going on here. Trader's Domain is asking to remove losses they took in the past on trades, so nobody sees.
Yeah, so they're basically altering the outcome, altering the results of those trades, basically giving the false illusion that they're successful. Okay, so that is directly... Okay, so change what I said about the influencer thing. They're directly altering the outcomes, and like this is just straight up fucked. Like you can't even do your research into a company like this.
Now they took these losses.
It wasn't even influencer based like these crypto scams. It was just straight up altering the numbers to make you think that it was profitable.
Beta Broker corrects them, and this is important because it shows that they knew that the whole point of this is to fake a positive trading history.
Yeah.
And they say, well, hey,
We'd like to clarify when we see that negative profits visible on deals. Please clarify. Perhaps you meant removing orders for this date. Thanks in advance.
Hey, not yesterday. You want us to delete today's trades. So this is incredibly...
The fact that you can even delete negative profits or negative business, that is why you should never be booked. I mean, so much bad play can happen. You can literally alter...
If this is a rogue employee at Beta Broker doing this, or if this is a systemic
Beta
thing,
Broker.
and probably why people go to Beta Broker in the first place. I don't know the answer.
Beta Broker, by the way, did put out a statement basically saying that they cut ties with Trader Domain.
And Beta Broker was a huge part of their infrastructure to commit the crimes that they did. Now, here's another message. Hi, please remove all orders after 13:30 GMT on 206-0487.
And all investor accounts restore the balance.
Franco, and restore all balances to that time. The response is this. Dear David, there are some profit deals. Could you please elaborate if we need to delete all deals for today after 13:30 GMT? In other words, hey, maybe you just want us to delete the bad trades, not just the good trades. And
yeah, you want to keep the good ones.
That sounds like tech support to me. That sounds like criminal support in my.
That is bar for bar criminal support.
Fake this whole thing.
Yeah, you're gonna want to keep the profit ones. I mean, that way people are like, oh, they're making money.
They would remove the losing ones and keep the winning ones to create a winning record that looked real in real time.
Yes, so you're creating an illusion to the populace. So that way, even if you are educated in the right mind to invest, you can't even do your research into a company like this. Because all you're shown is
But of course,
fake
what the customer
data.
didn't know is that those losing orders would all be quietly wiped away, and that's
Yeah.
how this Ponzi scheme stayed afloat for so long. It looked like everything was real. They were very successful at faking this stuff.
Mhm.
Although, of course, in the end, it's also how it fell apart. Because as we showed in the first episode, Traders Domain's customers started catching on to the changing trades, and they would talk about it openly.
Yeah, he just changed the trades. He just changed the exit, dollar amount that he took.
Imagine investing $10,000. Imagine investing $27,000, and you actually were negative that day. But what had happened is they deleted those so you look positive.
So this all lines up with what we know. Ted appeared to be trading in real time, but
Yeah.
losing trades would suddenly vanish. And I know what you might be thinking. Well, look, this is great and all, but how do we know that these support chats are real? Maybe these are photoshopped screenshots from upset customers. And I wanted to go ahead and validate
That's fair.
the authenticity of these chats. It's a hard problem to solve. And what I realized is we could actually compare these requests.
And it seems like nuanced to just have to dot your I's and cross your T's like this, but it's completely necessary. Hey, buddy.
These screenshots are very likely authentic. And that's when I found this Reddit post showing two pictures of their trading account changing. Once when Ted had lost on a trade, and then later that day when those same trades suddenly change. They change where they closed. Now, just so you can read this, the blue arrows are the buys that Ted did, and the red arrows are the sells. And as you can see from the first picture, Ted has lost money using the Wall Street Bets trick of buying high and selling low. Now,
Wall Street Bets just goes in. You know what they do? That subreddit, you go option trading, so that way you can go negative 600,000 in under 4 seconds.
Now,
That's that big money loss, big boy shit.
Fraud, because in the second picture you can see that the trades have been adjusted and the story has changed. Now the sells are about
Yeah, I mean, this is simple math, right? Like, delete the red, make a green, big number go good.
these screenshots months ago, independent of the screenshots that I had. But when I looked at the support chats and cross-referenced them and the timeline with these trades happening on January 20th, I found a support ticket from Traders Domain for that exact day. Please adjust all orders to close price of 19.
Yeah, we'll do the Andrew Tate vid later.
At 0927 GMT for both master account and all investor accounts. And the response is, dear client, you want us to adjust all today's master deals
To close time and close price.
0927 and
You,
close price
they're literally
32.
picking the price that they want to close at.
And David responds, yes, correct. And then the reply, all orders have been adjusted. And sure enough, when we go look back at our Reddit post, it all lines up perfectly. And in the screenshots, 6 trades were changed exactly to the price that was requested, 1932.41. Now this is the smoking.
You can't fake it because they did a post. Then you're trying to say like the official things. Like it's so many different things functioning into that. That is actually crazy.
Undeniable proof of fraudulent, fake trading straight from behind the scenes.
They literally posted the numbers the day after.
But I'm not finished because it's not enough to talk
Is it
about
coincidence?
fraud.
No.
Where did the money go? Who is entitled to that money?
Oh, you know where the money went.
I think I discovered that too.
Oh, we already know where the money went, baby. Daddy Ted Safranco, baby.
And I was trying to figure out how I could use these to reconstruct a map of how this Ponzi scheme worked, when suddenly I realized the answer was right in front of me. And that comes from the daily account statements. Now, I think we've talked about this briefly, but the way Traders Domain convinced people that this was all real is they sent a set of daily trades, fake trades, to their customers, supposedly how much money they had made that day. It all looked very real, official. But in these statements, they had people's names in them, account numbers, and their balances. And I realized, well, I had several snapshots of
these. And using this, I could reconstruct this whole thing. So here's what I did. I picked a day near the height of the Ponzi scheme, September 20th, 2022. It's right before
peak Ponzi. We're talking money's flowing, dollar bills, yada yada. Got them big old $1 million yachts.
To extract the account balance, the names, the account numbers. And I used that to create a spreadsheet to map this whole thing out. And using that, we find out a couple important things. Firstly, how much was owed in this whole thing? And the answer is $3.3 billion.
That number, that can't be real.
Of course,
if you're following this, okay, there you go. So a lot of that's invented because of the so what they're doing, remember, they were offsetting, they were deleting the losses, and they were adding in the green, right? So if it's constantly green, the imaginary number that you owe is obviously going to be super high. That's not how much money was in there, though. That's the Ponzi part of this. So yeah, this is the real money.
That brings us to the second thing we can discover, which is who this money was owed to. And this is where all the pieces of our Ponzi fall in place, okay? Here are the biggest promoters, sponsors, and owners in Trader.
Do you see the Ponzi building? the capital.
At the top of the list, we have Tin, aka Tin Tran, with nearly $1 billion. Now that might surprise some of you, but keep in mind he was the main account people would send money to.
Go to CCAP Holdings LLC.
Yeah,
because they would funnel it through somebody to get it offshore.
The guy who says he doesn't
Big
own
brain.
any of this anymore.
Yeah, and Ted, he sold the whole thing for $40K. He sold the business for $40K.
On September 20th, 2022, he had $370 million. Next up, we have somebody from Houston, an MLM promoter.
We have a problem.
Colton Bugs. He had $125 million.
Oh my
if you
God.
Remember, the first victims we spoke to, they talked to Holton and were shown huge account numbers.
Yeah, so Holton was he was selling the dream. He's an MLM person, so he was really good at that.
We didn't know the size though. $96 million. Mike Sims, another big promoter, close behind with $84 million. And here we can find some interesting connections actually, because it allows us to discover Ponzi schemes within Ponzi schemes. Watch this. So apparently Mike Sims and Algo Capital work together, at least according to them.
I have a role of serving as Director of International Business for Algo Capital, which is a firm in Miami, Florida. We're also going to be expanding internationally.
You have businesses, you do businesses in Miami, so that way it's close to the ocean to get offshore.
We're a hedge fund,
and
we specialize
that's the hack.
in Forex trading.
Now this is actually interesting when you realize that Algo Capital was partnered with something called Omega Pro, which is an MLM Ponzi scheme which purported to trade Forex, which might sound familiar.
And we're excited to be partnered with Omega Pro on their vision.
So it appears this is where a lot of the money came from, was this other Ponzi scheme. Basically, Algo Capital and Mike Sims took money from that Ponzi scheme, supposedly to...
Ponzi schemes are quite literally the definition of how do I take your money and put it in my pocket?
Trade, they funneled it into their own...
Legally. Or as legally as I can make it look.
But of course, that bot wasn't real. In reality...
And the winners don't go to jail. The losers do go to jail. It's like a game.
Trader's domain. That's why
they're basically playing Diablo 4, but with money.
Ponzi schemes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks pretty bad. And actually, funny enough, you know who one of the promoters of this Omega Pro was?
Come on! Let's go! Come on!
No way! What did I say?
That's right. The scammer of Wall Street.
No way!
And I know some of you are thinking, wow, I thought he changed. Well, not so sure.
Nah, dude, you never change. Once you're a craphead, you're always a craphead. It is what it is. No, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't generalize. But people like this, that, like, he got a taste of it, right? He got such a big taste of it, he had the cake in his hand. So he wants it again. He wants that cake again. He's not changing.
Actually, no, it isn't. None of that's true. You don't have to get rich quick. Omega Pro was a get rich quick scheme, and it was.
Now he's just going to be more careful how he does it.
Fortunately for investors, Omega Pro has since collapsed at the same time Trader's Domain did, and so investors ironically got poor quick listening to a guy who got paid to speak. Good job, Jordan. I hope that 300 grand you had locked within Future Gin LLC was worth it. And I hope you pulled it from Trader's Domain in time. But let's leave that sleazeball and go back to another.
Yeah, so he got a little bit of a little bite.
Trader's Domain holders is disruptive tech.
That's crazy. This is actually like Wolf of Wall Street level crap, just offshore.
Gilbert Hardala, who calls himself an enthusiast of the blockchain. In fact, he's so enthusiastic.
Enthusiasts of scams. Big Pog. Big Pog.
Dagcoin. I mean, allegedly.
The crypto pyramid?
Up next,
we are in a pyramid. Oh my god.
$26 million in Trader's Domain, which may explain why 9 months ago she posted a video called "I bought a $1 million yacht cash." I mean,
yeah.
How do you think she did it, guys? It's a real mystery. Was it maybe?
But she can't get the deodorant off of.
That is all off of hard
That's
work
crazy.
and dedication. No lottery ticket. No. Not.
Yeah, just 100% scamming, baby. It was a lot of hard work stealing from a lot of people.
Through all these people, but we'll be here all day.
And they justify it to themselves by saying like, oh, well, they had the choice to invest in this. That's how they justify it.
They took it from the victims that they took a cut from, that they brought into this whole scam. So
this is making my eyes crusty.
You got scammed by. Here's a list of the top 500 players in the domain. If you have information on being scammed by them, you can contact me here to help with the investigation.
Now, before we get to the final piece of this video, I wanted to just really briefly come here and say this is the most complicated investigation I've ever done, and I couldn't have done it without the support of you guys out there. We've literally run out of wall.
100%.
Think about that sentence. We're on the
support the hell out of this guy.
I'm not exactly sure that says good things about my state of mind.
Aside from fantastic content, I think he's doing like the closest thing to God's work we can see in the financial industry. What a good guy.
Thank you so much. You'll get a lot of cool perks. If you can't, well, you probably skipped this already, so I wanted to do you a solid and let you know when to check back in, which is going to be right about
now. The final question we have to answer is what's next for our villains? And the answer depends on which one. Michael Sims, Mr. Hedge Fund, is having his assets frozen by the CFTC. Tin Tran, an associate of Ted Safranco, is allegedly on the run from his Texas home with his assets frozen. Every single sponsor I spoke to claims that they were just innocent victims. Sure.
How many assets, though, were frozen? Like, I'm sure they have offshore accounts.
Whether you find that credible, I'll let you decide. Here are the kinds of explanations they gave. Wait, you have 10 million pounds worth of clients with Ted?
Yeah, so I've got loads of clients. I've got loads and loads of clients.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Actual
god.
Dry powder, like dry powder.
And here's the funniest, that this is not even funny, it's just sad. Here's the saddest part. The scammers actually got legitimate people involved in this because they were faking numbers to peddle to other brokers to peddle to their people. So, you have genuinely trustful brokers, just trying to do their best for their clients, buying into this dream as well, and in convincing their clients. It is an insane level of manipulation on every single level.
Capital?
Yeah, the other day I had my guy put $460,000 in, and it's the thing is he doesn't know, but he doesn't look at any of the trades. We kind of tell him at the end of the day. But I was told this as some sort of get your friends in, get your family in, get everyone in.
Yeah.
And it's solid. It's nothing's going to go wrong. So I brought all my clients from.
Bring the boys. Bring the whole freaking crew.
All over. And now it's going to.
Personally, I don't find this all that convincing. Just like I don't find Ted Safranco's excuses convincing. And speaking of him, he wasn't that happy about this video to come out. And predictably, he has taken to social media to vaguely threaten me and my family.
Mr. Steven Friedman or Friesman or whatever his name is, who goes by CoffeeZilla.
This is what I
don't think
mean.
He's ever dealt
These
with someone
egotistical people,
my size before.
they lose their
Nobody
minds.
knows anything about his family because they don't.
This
have
guy
a
is like
relationship.
IRL Homelander, or at least he thinks he is. He's like from The Boys, dude. He's gonna crush your skull and he wants to melt your freaking brain with his laser beam eyes, dude.
Mr. Friesman, I breathed a sigh of relief. I think I'll be okay. Now, where do we go from here? Why did I make this
Yeah, he's not gonna.
Well, I
They'd be
basically
like,
want to argue for
you know,
2
not gonna
points.
hurt him, right?
Number
Hopefully.
one, this fraud is much larger than the $145 million Ponzi scheme the CFTC is currently investigating, in my opinion, okay? I think they only have a fraction of the people who were truly involved and a fraction of the dollar amount that was truly involved. I mean, we have crypto transactions proving a lot more. So that's number one. I think this is much bigger.
He had so many fall guys that it just, that's how he's avoiding
but
this.
The second problem, and it kind of ties in, is the crimes being charged and not charged, okay? Right now, Ted Safranco is only being charged with submitting falsified bank documents. Now, to put this in context, this would be like if Sam Bankman-Fried's only crime being charged was for ordering too much DoorDash. I mean, did that happen? Maybe so. It'll be litigated, but Ted did a lot more than that, right? Okay, so did his co-founder, David Negus, who isn't being charged at all. So did Algo Capital, who told people this was a trading bot, an algorithmic thing, and they were handing money over to Trader's Domain. They haven't been charged. Neither has Holton Bugs, Mr. Exotic Cars and Yachts. This just isn't right, in my opinion, okay? I think these people took advantage of this Ponzi scheme, got very rich, and, I mean, if you want to even forget for a moment the idea of justice being served or whatever, what I'm really afraid of is that they're just going to do it again. I'm just afraid we're going to make a
Nah, they're definitely gonna do it again. He's gonna find more fall guys and he's gonna send it.
It slips through their fingers, and as a result, more people get hurt. Because it's not like Ted's going to stop, right? Already, he's looking to relaunch Trader's Domain under new names. I mean, the guy couldn't even take a year off scamming people.
No.
His website already promises a migration of funds. So if people like Ted or his cronies get off easy, they'll likely do the same thing all over again, only they'll probably get better at hiding the scam. So I'm hoping, for the sake of the victims, Ted and his goons don't get away with this. Because at the end of the day, that's who matters here, right? The victims. I mean, yes, I'll be honest, there are probably some unsympathetic investors in this thing, right? People like Jordan Belfort, people like Mike Sims, who scammed so many people.
There are a ton of people in this that don't give a shit, but they're so loosely connected that it won't matter for them.
Like all Ponzi schemes, at the bottom of this thing, you just find regular people.
Yeah, you just find a slew of destroyed people.
And some of them didn't even know they were in Trader's Domain. For example, leaked emails I discovered showed a pension fund was invested in this thing called the Bergy Pension Fund. It got apparently funneled through Oppenheimer and...
This is an incredibly sad outcome of events. And, you know, it's like... The actual video itself, like, he exposes a lot of things, but what's incredibly sad here is Ted's gonna do it again, and nothing's gonna come of it, because we have weak laws. And it's not even maybe America itself. I mean, partially, yeah, but it's the ability to do these things in offshore accounts and, you know, manipulate the market in such a way that you can just grift and salvage every last cent out of people, you know, through just different, you know, just very malicious different tactics, such as, you know, changing the actual, you know, what we're actually making. You're creating an illusion for these people and that are really just trying to have another day, you know, like have their day or have some kind of quality of life improvement. It's so sad, and ultimately nothing's going to happen with this, you know, as far as Ted Safranco goes. He's going to do it again. He's just got to find some more cronies, and then he'll be full send. If you see any investments like this with Ted Safranco at the top, I would 100% encourage all of you to back away. Like, it's oil and water. Yeah, anyways, good video. Gonna go ahead and copy paste that to you guys. CoffeeZilla, like, subscribe to that guy. He does a lot of research, and I definitely think this guy's guilty based on what we've seen. It's just incredibly sad. So